All right, we got something to talk about today.
Guys. Hey guys, listen, guys. Hey guys, listen. Just listen here.
I'm listening.
Different lists.
Different lists, yes. A curveball has been thrown into the wrench called TCG OCG land.
I'm just
It's like
mind blown.
Completely.
Like, I am excited because it's about damn time Konami started treating the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG and OCG as separate games because they fucking are. But I don't know, after so long of them just not doing it, I wasn't expecting it at all.
It's time to see what they could do with their own brains.
And it's really, really interesting. Our list is radically different from Japan's, but
Now, to be fair, the dragon babies are still there.
yeah, and the Spellbook of Judgment. Some things just there are some things they have in common, but for the most part,
they're
are
completely different.
taking different
It's like
paths,
it's
trying out different solutions to the same problem,
it's
and probably gauging just what the two player bases will.
I'm gonna let you
do.
finish, but with that being said, remember when we were talking about Japan getting the 3-month ban list thing?
Yeah,
Apparently it was us.
yeah, us too.
Yeah, because from September through December 1st, this is the
No, September 31st.
31st, whatever.
So yeah,
For 3 months, this is the list.
New Year's this year is going to be.
New Year's is going to be a party
It's,
for all the different reasons.
oh, Jesus Christ.
I guess I know what we're doing on New Year's, guys.
Are we gonna hang out? I
Hours
will
might.
bring
of
sparkling
waking,
something.
and it's going to be. It's going to be something. It's probably going to be a lot of mad because Scapegoat goes away.
Yeah, that is like the coolest thing. But it's like,
Can we talk about the 3 things that, like,
oh, we're going to go over everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just I want people to know, because the last video we made when we were talking about the list, it's still real. It's just not for us.
Yeah.
I it's really hard to explain because it's like,
Finally.
yeah, it's great. This is what we've been wanting. It's like a list that caters to our problems and fixes them instead of just being, Japan says it this way, we'll do it this way. It's like perfect.
R&D must have gotten a raise.
It's but yeah.
All right.
I guess we should
may
just
as well
start.
Get into specifics here.
Yeah, let's start.
'cause this
Okay,
is
on top
beautiful.
of the 4 little dragon rulers and the Spellbook of Judgment, we have several more bands over here. The most significant of which is Heavy Storm.
Heavy Storm.
A lot of people are mad about this,
So
but
let's do it.
here's the thing. They also hit, like, all the power traps. We'll get to them as they come. But, it really shouldn't be that much of a problem.
It's really
We've got 3 MST, 3 Night Beam, Dust Tornadoes, Trap Stuns, the works, and
We also got synchros that can deal with the problem too.
yeah.
We don't need Heavy Storm.
So Solemn Judgment is at 0. And it deserves it. Just straight up.
Moses says bye.
He does. Bye.
Ultimate Offering, so no more Saki Gadget OTK stuff.
Quick note. Those Trishula buyers, man.
Yeah,
And those roosters.
We did not get Trishula back. He's still at 0.
Oh yeah, yep, still at 0.
I'm slightly sad, but I'll take.
But at the same
What
time,
you
it
get?
is just funny because when the list first cropped up, and people
Yeah.
were like, "Oh man, Trishula's off the list," they sold out so fast.
They sold out
It's
overnight,
like
and the card
it's
became
became like
worth $40.
40 something dollars again. And then this news came out.
Well,
Well,
sorry guys.
All those cards are worthless again.
And Elemental Hero Stratos. And that is a long time coming, to be honest.
Zeros has been like the biggest jerk to like what 3, 4 cards.
Yeah, it's all because of him that a few other cards have just been shuffled around the list for years now. And yeah,
It's like-
no more stupid plussing off of this. No more Bubble Beat. I'm sorry, guys,
Bubble
but
Beat. That's a great.
Blade Armor Ninja is not okay when it's that easy.
Oh man.
I think that's
Oh, for bands,
the
I think it's
bands?
everything.
No, Monster Reborn.
Oh,
God,
yeah. How
yeah.
did we forget that?
how. Yeah, we don't have Reborn anymore.
Yep, Monster Reborn is gone.
Japan does, but we don't. That's amazing. That slows the game down a lot, and
In the good way, I would say though.
yeah,
It's
you
like-
don't
it's like-
suddenly kill someone out of nowhere, and that's always a plus. Unless your deck is specifically designed for that, in which case it probably doesn't need the Reborn anyway.
I think that's everything now.
Yeah, it's like 5 additional bands, and it's crazy.
If we didn't remember one, you'll have to forgive us. It probably wasn't all that important to us anyway.
All right.
Oh, before we go.
Wait. We did forget one. Shockmaster.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's right. There's I forgot Xyzs are on that list because I don't use because by the time we left, Xyzs weren't on the list.
And yeah.
So it's like it's easy to forget them because they're black on a black background thing. Pardon us for not seeing them very easily. But yeah, Shockmaster is on the list.
I would
It's,
assume this was a gadget and wind-up thing because we did not get more magicians. We were keeping our 1 magician, 3 shark, while Japan has 3 magician, 1 shark, which is awkward. I mean, the deck flows a lot nicer with the magicians as opposed to the shark just being a huge derp card, if you will. But no big deal to me. I mean, I don't like that deck. One way or the other.
Before since we're going in limits, there's another thing I have to bring up. How about that rooster troll?
Oh god, yeah.
That, I believe you said that was like the most amount of anger and hate you saw.
Yeah, and now
It's like
no, Rooster was not touched here.
not touched at all.
And
He's still
instead,
alive.
they went for Spirit, which is fair. They don't need more than 1 Rooster anyway. And Spirit makes that deck go
Go,
a
go.
lot faster than it probably should. So that's pretty cool. And although I have to laugh at the people who sold their roosters
So the roosters
for
in anger
ridiculously low prices after buying them at ridiculously high prices.
just have to
and,
buy them back.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Stock market, man. It's a bastard.
It is, but at least there was a reason for it this time. It was
Yeah.
because a new status quo has just been introduced. So before any of you guys get out there get all angry and start drinking the Vegeta 8639 haterade that's been going around recently, know that it's probably only a one-time thing like this will happen. Because now we know this is going to be how it's going to be for a while.
Yeah,
It won't be a surprise.
We can't net deck Japan. We just can't.
Yeah,
And we have to
it's,
wait to see our list.
So yeah, at the very least now, from now on, you'll know. People should know. And if not, I'm going to emphasize it right here. Wait for Yu-Gi-Oh! Card to tell you,
Definitely.
because otherwise, you might lose money in the stupidest way possible.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Stock market is a bitch, man.
Anyway,
But again, it's being fixed. That's my point.
moving on. Okay, what else went along?
What went to one period because we didn't start the list yet.
We've got the list up if we need to, like, look at it, right?
You don't know? I guess I will go off the list for you.
I guess.
Mirror Force!
No, Mirror Force did not.
Two.
Oh, okay. Still two.
Loose.
Torrential Tribute went back down to 1 though.
It
Oh,
did.
I gotta
Reasons
take
of
that off.
no heavy storm. And in that same boat, they also limited bottomless trap hole and compulsory evacuation device.
In my deck.
For reasons of, well,
They are
no
like
heavy
the
storm.
they're the power back row.
Yeah,
So
it's necessary. And along with that, the Atlantean Dragoons.
Atlantean Dragoons and Deep Sea Diva instead of Abystius, which I think is a better approach because, well, consistency cards are always the biggest
Yeah.
thing.
Now, another card has been limited, and I remember us being may not necessarily you, but some people being sad about it. I believe it was the Jank's ally Birdman.
Birdman, yeah, but he had it coming, to be completely honest. Because he always ends up being part of some weird OTK or FTK
It's just too good.
shenanigans. It's not always his fault, but you know, whatever.
Let's see. Next on our list here is Rescue Rabbit.
That is so dead.
Yeah.
So
I
dead,
hope-
because not only did Rabbit get limited, but Macrocosmos and Dimensional Fisher did too, because again, no heavy storm. So now if you want to play those Evolzars, play an actual dinosaur deck,
It's you have to actually do it now. It's
which is actually quite feasible because of that silly trap card in Shadow Specters that gives a dinosaur like plus 1,000, and if they run over something, they can attack again. Drak Gwaiba is going to kick all of
Guiba's
this.
gonna gwibe. Speaking of gwibing, whatever, Thunder King Ryo.
Yeah, again, if we're going to have an environment where we can set a lot, Ryo is not cool. He just shuts off all the essentials to the game nowadays. So,
I'm not really in the know about Gishkis and stuff, but I see that every Gishki
yeah.
Mind August is on the list.
they always have weird OTK, FTK-ish things with those stupid cards. I don't know the specifics about that one either, but you needed 2 of it, so now you don't have that.
I see. And then the Lauren, Tiger King of the Ice Barrier. He always has the worst luck.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this. I'm really not. Maybe it's a precautionary thing.
It's possible they were actually planning ahead now for stuff, it seems.
Yeah,
It's,
they're just hitting a bunch of cards that they might not have necessarily done anything, but they will do things if left unchecked, and that's remarkable.
It's actually very impressive. It's something. That's one of the reasons why we left the game too. Is
They
that
were
it's
only
always just
hitting things that were used a lot, and it wasn't so much a balance thing as it was a
is this thing popular?
selling thing.
Kill it.
yeah.
Unless we just made it, in which case don't kill it. It's still making us money. Now it seems they're going a bit away from that.
Slightly.
It's not super, but they are doing an attempt, which is
They're learning.
they're learning. It's better than nothing, which is fair because with a new card game out recently and
another
another
card
new
game.
coming out, it's going to have competition. They can't afford to be all.
Can't be lazy.
Yeah, they can't be lazy. They actually
like
have
it
to.
already has it dropped off a bit in the Asian market anyway. So
It's like now because with these new things they have to actually try to make their lists accommodable, especially since the 2 new card games in question, we don't know much about one of them, but the other one doesn't even have a list because it doesn't actually need one.
they saw the kick in the pants and they responded, I suppose.
Okay, so the more power to them. I'm sure some of you guys are gonna be all mad, but this is only from the experience of the people in our area who would be mad about this sort of thing.
Oh man, they're delicious too.
So many tears.
Dan is not here to give his say.
No, I say, but he
He's not, but I don't think he's super mad. In
not
fact,
super mad, but he
was,
does seem to be a bit down about it. It's
because standalone complex deck lost a bunch of cards.
well, I guess the next one on the limit list, Constellar. I'm gonna say Tommy. Tommy.
M7. I don't know the basis for this one entirely. I guess it's well, I really don't know how big a splash Constellars we're making. Although it's probably not a Constellar thing. I heard it was a hieratic related. And well, yeah.
Interesting.
I hate hieratics. I don't know why they boosted them on this list. We'll get to that in a moment.
Yeah, but before that, we already covered D-Fissure. One I did not expect, because I didn't even know people still played it, the Gold Sarcophagus.
Oh yeah, Sark was a Dragon Ruler thing.
I see. Because like I said, I think I said before, I didn't pay attention
Oh
much to the
wait,
game.
didn't they
during
just
those times.
outright ban Super Rejuvenation for us instead of putting it to one like in
Did
the
they?
OCG?
Yes, they did. Super
Yeah,
Rejuvenation.
they
We forgot all about
they
that.
completely fucked that.
So yeah, dragons
Old
don't do
equation.
things. It's like, I guess
Get
there was
your
one we
Fog
forgot about.
Kings.
Silly us. Yeah, so I guess that's why Gold Sarcophagus is there. And Royal Tribute was limited.
Okay, so whenever Heavy is gone, Gravekeepers do dirty things. They did the last time we had a format without Heavy, so again,
Emily, you're quiet.
preemptive.
We've
Thing.
gotten into the area where I can't add.
Anyway,
Nothing much to say. Royal Tribute is dumb. It should be at 0, but we'll take it.
alright, bottom strap hole we covered. Compulsory ejaculation device we covered. We did not cover, however, Eradicator Epidemic Virus.
Yeah, the card that ended up getting jammed into everything because of spellbooks.
Man, it can't be a coincidence that we left around the time that those dragons and those spell books started showing up.
Hey man,
It's
I
like-
quit adding Zectors. And the absolute train wrecking of plants when they didn't even deserve it anymore. But,
that's when they were
Yeah,
down.
yeah. Eradicator does kind of deserve to be there, especially since basically anyone has easy access to it now because of Crazy Box and Key Beetle and things like that.
Right, and Macrocosmos went over, but what about Soul Drain?
I am completely clueless about Soul Drain. Hell, what did that even do? I think it said that
This was the soul.
effects that activate in the graveyard are negated or something. It's like Skill Drain, but it covers a different zone.
It's like a, what, is it a single person thing or something?
No, it's I'm pretty sure it's a graveyard Skill Drain.
I guess we'll find out, won't we? Soul Drain's ability is pay 1,000 life points. Monsters cards that are banished, as well as monsters in the graveyard, cannot activate their effects. Let's start a chain.
I'm not sure.
Be more precautionaries.
I guess so. It was a side deck card. I know that much.
And I think we covered Torrential Tribute being limited due to
Yeah.
no storm.
Torrential is still really, really strong though. So
Watch your
obviously you're
asses.
not gonna stop playing it.
And with that being said, it's on to the semi-limited list.
I don't think it changed a whole lot.
Mizuki.
Oh, Mizuki and Plague. Yeah, we get zombies.
Yep, zombies are back.
Japan. Well, maybe next format for you guys. I don't know. But a lot of people are delighted about this, and
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of interested in giving them a shot.
It's because all the zombie series over here are so popular.
No, no, they just have some really silly plays, like Debris Dragon on Beast of the Pharaoh, go for Black Rose, nuke the field, and then Beast of the Pharaoh brings back Spirit Reaper and pokes them. So they just lost
they lose the
all
field
of the cards.
and a card in their hand. it's it's a silly thing. So it just went over place better right then and there.
Yeah,
TG Striker's going to 2.
that's good. I think it should be at 3, but maybe it'll end up there, depending. Because
Maybe.
agents are looking to be really strong now,
It's true.
and they can easily use the TG stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. It's possible. Item Formation 10 key 2.
Tenki deserved it. I'm not sure that's a heavy enough hit, though.
I remember you
Because-
saying you think you deserved being at 1 or something.
It just, it's a bit too generic and strong.
Its effect was.
You add a level 4 or lower Beast Warrior to your hand. It's a continuous spell that also gives 100 attack to each Beast Warrior
It's
you
like
control.
good reinforcements.
And of course,
Better reinforcements.
you've got some Fire Fist monsters like Bear and Gorilla that can immediately be summoned off of that and then send off the Tanky to kill something. And within the Fire Fist deck, too, they can just recycle their fire formations with Cardinal while also disrupting you. And I don't think it matters to them much at all.
I see. Well, I guess it's a 3-month thing. We'll find out how
Yeah.
much it affects them. D-Prison.
Yeah, it might go down to 1 depending after this format.
Guess we'll find out. And with that, we have the list of things that aren't on the list any longer. Starting with Destiny Hero Malicious. I know you're happy about that.
Kind of. Teledad is getting its stuff, kind of.
It's sort of coming back.
Yeah, Dark Synchro is definitely very feasible now. Mali also goes very well with Destiny Hero Plasma, who is amazing because triple scapegoat. We still have that. I'm super happy.
It's true. Oh, you just mentioned Scapegoat. So, Agent of Mystery Earth.
Yeah, that's why agents are
It's why they're back.
cool.
Tsukuyomi at 3.
No one cares. Tsukuyomi's bad
Now, to be fair,
in this game.
a hero lives. No longer on the list.
That's fine. All it ever did was get Stratos or Prisma anyway. And getting Prisma isn't really a problem.
It's time for the big news. Black Whirlwind to 3.
Oh boy. So Blackwings now officially have everything except Gale.
Except Gale, who's still at 1. It's their.
And
For the
like
most part.
Allure of Darkness, I guess, from back in the day.
Well, if you want to go that far, they don't have Darkstrike Fighter either.
Yeah, we don't. Triple Whirlwind is very, very good. I don't think I really need to.
Explain why. It was when that came out, and when the Vikings were new, it was all you need to win. It's like I FTK people thanks to that card. It was
It
so easy.
makes Breeze the Zephyr very strong. You can pop those out and make a Levier or Zen Mines or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're playing like Allure and Deep Prison and Bottomless and even cards for Black Feathers, you can really capitalize on that Levier, among other things.
Interesting one back. Which I'm pretty sure I know why. Emergency call.
Yeah, all it ever did was get Stratos anyway. So now you
It's
don't
not
do
longer
that.
needed, so why do you even care? Pot of Duality.
Being at 2 didn't mean anything. So,
So it's right back. And then the Heretic Seal of Convocation.
I hate you, Konami. Why did you do this?
What?
Hieratics are cancer. Stop.
I see. Someone seems mad. About
Only a
that.
little bit.
Only a little bit.
I mean, at least they get to do all sorts of completely hammy plays that no other deck can. That makes them interesting to watch, not to play against, though.
Interesting. So, I guess that's everything on the list. Is there anything in particular you're wanting to see on it? Any particular cards
I
banned
think
or
they've
or
done
it's good?
good enough for the time being. Some things probably could have stood to have a little more, some a little less, but they'll work it out, I'm
It's
sure.
this is the
This gives me a bit of renewed faith.
it does gives me that too because now at least I know even if there is problems with this list, it's only gonna be for 3 months
Yeah, that too.
and it's gonna be
Like,
fixed.
even if the format's completely suck balls, you don't have to deal with them for very long.
So it'll always be fixed if you give it time. It's a nice change of pace. It's not just for this game, but for games that have lists.
Yeah.
It's like because now another thing and one thing in particular is going to dominate for most of the year, or the whole year, depending on if they miss the ban list. They actually have to. They actually have to be hit eventually because.
Still got the big dragon rulers going into some pure-ish elemental decks, and that's mostly fine. I probably have some issues, but
Well, it's hard.
I'm not thinking about them anymore because I'm just too happy.
Yeah, I'm too happy too. This is a list that we needed a year ago, but never got.
The one we deserve.
It's the one we deserve. If it happened like a year ago, I probably would still have been in the game during that whole time. It's like
Yeah, maybe.
it's a definite possibility because freaking I mean it would have helped anyway because the other problem, which actually might be solved by this new format thing, was that things that were too expensive,
Yeah.
and then when they became something you could buy, it was because they weren't good enough anymore.
If there's a
It's,
looming threat of things just constantly getting smacked or like getting restrictions let up on them or all that crazy stuff,
So,
things are a bit more unpredictable, and maybe prices won't get driven so high or so ridiculously low.
because they rightfully can't. Because because eventually, if you have, like, say Trishula did come back. Let's just say he did. It's like,
Like, why are
It's
you
like-
about to pay $50+ for a card that you're only going to play for 3 months?
yeah, because it might go off the list in 3 months, and then you're stuck with a $50 card that you barely got any time to use. It's like,
Among other things,
you-
I definitely don't see $100 cards happening anymore.
yeah.
They just can't.
It's like if people are still buying cards for $100, then it's clear to me that the majority of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players just have way too much extra money.
Yeah.
It's like, because there's no excuse after the 3-month rule plus this kind of list that would suggest that you have any reason to spend more than $60 on like the most expensive card in the set or format. It's like, there's just no reason to.
The only real problem now is that secret rares are still a thing.
Yeah, Secret Rares being the only
Oh,
real
at
thing.
least 8 different ones anyway.
It's like those probably don't even. I don't think they need to be. It used to be a time where Secret Rares were 2 cards.
Yeah. And they were genuinely pretty hard to find in terms of ratios anyway.
I remember the first time I got my secret rare. It was a Vampire Lord. Just in a random Christmas pack.
I'm
Dark Crisis.
not 100% sure what mine was. It was probably a Serpent Night Dragon, to be honest. But maybe I traded for it. It was a long ass time ago. I don't care.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What do you mean you don't know? This is your time to chime in because now you have the important role of talking about your perspective of being in the game for about a week.
Okay, so yeah, being in the game for about a week. So far, it's been fun. And that was before we knew that Solemn Judgment and, like, Heavy Storm were banned. But now that they're banned, it's like, I'm looking at all these cards that Nico has handed me,
actually,
and I'm like...
it's what you're saying is a good point, actually. That's another good thing about these,
They
all
only
these
killed
meta...
about 10 staples with this list. It's glorious.
Yeah, but that's the glorious thing about it, too. With all these staples and meta cards being gone, it clears up your deck to have more options.
Yeah, there's like all these
It's
cards
like-
that I was like, I read them once and I was like, oh, this is so cool,
Things
but
you
I'll
wanted
never
to-
be able to
It's-
play it
it's
because
things-
it's not good
It's
enough.
things that you want to play, but you can't justify playing them over the meta cards. Like, you can't justify playing, like, the World Tree when you have Solemn Judgment and Heavy Storm in your deck, and knowing your opponent has them, too.
Now I have World
It's
Tree,
like-
we put in, what else did we put in? We put in, God. Yeah, Miracle Fertilizer,
Because there's no Reborn. Why not?
Yep. It's like,
bunch
it
of stuff.
really opens up the potential of what things you can do, or in this case, for most people, have to do, because all those staple cards are gone at one time. It's like, I mean, I know that a lot of those cards were gone at least once before, but I don't think they all went at the same time. I'm pretty sure they did. I don't know.
I have not a clue.
They must be running to get their the salvage of Shula's.
Or buy back their roosters.
But yeah,
Also
so
got to put Hospitality in.
So yeah, and with that being said, what are your opinions of the two different lists that you saw as a card player as a whole?
Well, for one thing, I've never been in a card game where there was a list. And I remember the first time that I met, like, right around when you guys first started introducing me to card games, and I still kind of was like, what is this? You guys told me there was ban lists, and I remember it confused the hell out of me, because I was like, why would a card company make a card and then tell you you can't use it? It just confused me. So then we got into Vanguard where there was no ban list. It's just like, oh hey, you can use everything. Some things might be limited in Japan, but no, it's
Never
like,
limited here.
yeah, unlimited here. So it was just like, yeah, but now like I'm seeing this, it's kind of, I understand it a bit more. It does, it's really interesting because it's like something can go away, but you better keep it because it might come back. But it opens up, like it makes it so that you have to buy other cards, possibly, because it's like, well now these spots are open, let's put something fun. It's kind of great. Okay, sorry.
I'm saying raise your voice, lady.
I'm like shouting already.
It's like I'm giving you guys these gestures, and you're just looking at me like I'm crazy.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a
I'm not editing that out of post. I think it had to be said.
I blame everyone else.
But yeah, it's great. All these cards that I never thought I'd be able to use, finally I can. So it's like, hold on to everything. You never know what's going to go flying away into the dust.
It's also true.
Or get thrown on the shit heap. You really don't. And yeah, I'm excited.
I'm pleased as punch.
Like, even if this format doesn't end up developing into something I especially like, because goddamn it, there's still too many stupid things in Yu-Gi-Oh! But it can definitely change, and it will change frequently, and that's nice.
With all hope, they will continue on this trend. And they will
And
continue to make the card
The
games.
first card game that I ever actually invested myself into will become a game that I can be proud of again.
Yeah, like before, all I knew about Yu-Gi-Oh! Was it was the card game that was once good and now kind of sucks. And so I always kind of just jumped on the bandwagon with you guys, like, okay, yeah, I'm a Vanguard player, and all the Yu-Gi-Oh players I've met up with at the store are kind of dicks. Sorry, but you guys were. So, for the longest time, all I knew was Yu-Gi-Oh was the tiny magic.
And it used to not be that. And yeah, for the longest time, we just haven't been able to just get ourselves into it. But now,
Less self-touching is always good.
yeah, now there's less self-touching, so it's a lot easier to do it. Well, I guess that does it for this video. I don't think there's any other last minute things I have to bring up.
Not as far as Yu-Gi-Oh! Shitstorm is concerned, no.
So, yeah, damn, this is great.
I have another card game that you guys have shown me can actually be fun.
And hopefully Konami keeps that trend up. Because I don't want to hate this game. It's just last year and a half, 2 years, made me have no choice.
My childhood is back. In my childhood, I mean, like 2 years ago. Because Plant Synchro was best deck ever.
Elliot, don't lie to yourself. You've always been a child. You're a man-child.
You're right.
It's true.
But we love you.
Yeah.
Yep. Bye.
Wait, one
Huh?
other announcement. Funny is Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag is Vanguard.
Okay.
I said I was going to do it at the end of the video.
I don't think that's their names, but that.
It's not their names, but that's what the mascot's for.
All right, if you say so. Bye, everybody.
Bye! I just made this ending